I woke up this morning feeling a little sad, and I think more angry than sad because I lost all my recordings, and I'm not even talking about my podcast recordings alone because I was so excited yesterday. I was opportune to record my baby's laughter. Like, okay, she smiles a lot, she's a happy baby, you know, the definition of a happy baby, that's who my child is. But yesterday she was laughing a lot, like laughing, giggling, the sounds were there. I had to record it, and when I played it for her father to listen to, he was shocked. He was like, "Are you sure it's my baby that's laughing like that?" I'm like, "Yes, she is the one laughing like that." And I have a lot of recordings about her ramblings. In fact, I my recordings are like a safe space and also a collateral for me because there are times where I need my partner to do something for me, and then I record his reactions or his promises to make sure that it is saved just in case he doesn't do that. But unfortunately, because I don't even know what I was trying to do. I couldn't find my recordings. Somehow, it was not saved directly in my phone storage, but I found it somewhere and I was just trying to move it from there to the phone storage, and unfortunately I lost all my recordings, and it's making me so pissed because I would have just left it. But it is what it is. We'll start all over again. I'm sure I'm going to get opportunity to record some of the things I've lost. But welcome and welcome back to my vocal journey. That's a journey to my vocal journal. And this is a safe space for me where I rant about things happening in my life, where I talk about Christianity, I talk about my relationship with God, I talk about personal development, and additionally, I talk about motherhood and childbirth, pregnancy in general. So, if this is the first time you're listening to me, welcome and welcome and welcome. And I hope you enjoy my content. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back. And please do well to share this podcast to friends and family so that they will listen and just relax, just in case there is so much going on in your mind. This is an opportunity to just listen to something abstract and just calm yourself. Yeah. So, what am I ranting? What am I ranting about today? Okay, so lately I've been feeling um unaccomplished, if that's the word, because I feel like my life is just going about in a circle and I am stuck in a particular place. And this is very funny considering the fact that I am a mother right now and I have a lot of responsibilities on me. But then it still feels like there is not so much I am doing in my life right now. And it's like, okay, if you know me or if you've been listening to this podcast, you would know that I'm big on personal development, goals, and all of those things. But I can say for a fact that in the past 1 year, I have not done anything tangible as regards to personal development. I have not upgraded on any skill. I have not acquired any new skill. I've read less than 2 books, okay, less than 3 books, or maybe 4 books in a space of 1 year. And I feel so um, I feel like I'm lacking so much or I'm lagging behind, and it's making me overwhelmed lately. I feel like there is so much more I can do and so much more I can do with myself. But then at the same time, there's also so much going on in my life right now because this is my first time of being a mother and I'm trying to navigate this phase of my life. I can remember speaking to my sister-in-law and she was like, calm down, calm down, enjoy your baby, enjoy this phase of your life because children grow up very fast, and before you know, they are grown, and you miss the time where they were little, they were all cuddly and small and smiley. She told me to take my time. to enjoy this phase. Nobody is going to take care of my baby for me. And my baby needs my attention fully this time of our life. So she was of the opinion that I should take my time, take care of my baby when I'm sure that my baby can is not okay. It's not like they can never outgrow being dependent on me, but then for this period I should enjoy myself. It makes a lot of sense to me because my baby, when she was in newborn stage, she was all cute, cuddly. Oh, but she is past the newborn stage. She is approaching 16 weeks already. That is a huge milestone. And if I didn't have the opportunity to spend those times with her, take pictures, videos, sound recording, that unfortunately I've lost all of it. I would have missed out a lot if I was just focused on doing other things aside from taking care of my child. But then there's just this part of me that I have developed over the years that just wants to strive for excellence, that wants to be better, that wants to know a lot of things at the same time. I can remember the last time, okay, not like the last time I read a book completely. It's Every Woman. I think I read Every Woman, not like the whole book because that book is too big. But then I try to read like 80% of the book. But then the book is also talking about motherhood, pregnancy, life after pregnancy, everything you need to know about the woman system. The only time I've read something that is not relating to motherhood, pregnancy was in December last year. You can imagine, almost a year. So I have a Telegram page that posts books and all of those things. So I came across a book titled "It Ends with You and It Starts with You," and it's from the same author. So I assumed that it ends with you. It ends with us, rather. It's a continuation of It Starts with Us. Well, I was mistaken. So I started reading It Starts with Us. And then they were like, you need to read It Ends with Us first before coming to read this. I was like, oh, really? So I read that book. And I recently watched the movie. This is like the first time I am watching a movie adaptation of a book I have read. Usually, I watch the movies first and then go back to look for the books. And I don't really read those books because after watching the movie, I'm like, okay, what's the essence of reading the book? Because I already know what's going to happen in the book. So I usually don't like reading books after watching the movie. But this time around, I read the book like last year and the movie came out this year. And I was so excited to see what the movie is all about, if they're going to do an exact copy of what the book was like. And trust me, the movie did not disappoint because I enjoyed every second of the movie just as much as I enjoyed every page of the book. And I was going to talk about this book last year, but I was not in the space or frame of mind to talk about that book because I just couldn't do anything in the past, throughout the 9 months. I couldn't do anything mind straining. So I couldn't talk about the book, but oh God, I when you're watching a movie, they say you binge watch a movie. I read that book in the space of a day, and why it took me a day plus to even finish the book is because I was not actually at home then. We went to visit family, so I had to spend time with family at the same time read the book. So I was like stealing time to go in and read my book. But trust me, the book is worth it. I don't know if you've not read the book, you should go look for it and read it. It ends with us. You should look for it. It's quite interesting. One thing I liked about the book is if in reading the book, the male lead of the book, to an extent I understood him. Like I felt bad for him. I felt like he could have been given a chance. But at the same time, the essence of the book is to make you understand that. In fact, I understood that a lot of people that are abusers. No, I'm not trying to excuse abusers, but then some of these abusers are things they learned growing up, or some of the trauma they've gone through in life made them who they are. And a lot should actually seek help. But so many don't seek help until they cause trouble. And this lady, the lead character, didn't want to raise a child in a home where the father is an abuser. So it's going to tear the child apart. Well, I don't know. I just gave a spoiler about the book. But the book is actually very interesting. So you should go check it out. So talking about this book, I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about my 1 year marriage experience. God. First of all, the first thing I'm going to say is that if you're listening to me and you are considering getting married to somebody that is not from your country as a lady, and you're thinking of relocating from your country to his own country, please, and I repeat, please sit back and think about it. I'm not saying don't go into such marriage, but sit back and mentally, physically, socially prepare yourself for that. If possible, go over there, stay for a while, get familiar with the place, make friends, or just do something to make that place more like home for you, because see, it is not easy. A lot of persons say the 1 year of marriage is very hectic. So prior to getting married, I watched a lot of videos online. I didn't do much of book readings because before marriage, I'd read so much books about marriage and I was kind of aware of a lot of things. And I'm of the opinion that everybody's marriage is different. So it is the way you want your marriage to be that is going to turn out. And I also attended attended counseling before marriage. So I was focusing more on watching people's experiences in their marriage and also watching what happened in their first year of marriage. And what I got to understand is that the first year of marriage is actually very difficult because there is a lot of adjusting to do, and many spouses don't even know how to navigate that phase in their life. So for me, it was difficult actually, but it wasn't coming because my partner was not a good man or anything. It was coming based on the fact that I changed environments. God, I can remember when I told my dad about getting married, told him where the person I want to get married to is from, and he was like, "Are you sure? This is another country. It is far from home." And I was like, I know it's far from home, but no matter who I get married to, if I get married, I will definitely leave this house to my husband's house. So it's the same thing, whether my husband is from this country or not. And then he was like, okay. He didn't push further. And a lot of persons also gave the same thing. Whenever I tell people I'm going to get married from somebody from another country, they say the same thing. And I didn't understand. I wish I had met somebody with exactly similar situation. Maybe I would have understood what they were talking about. But I did it. I just said like, okay, I will eventually get married. I'll go to my husband's house. What is the big deal? Yes, I will adapt. But trust me, coming here, living a country where I've lived all my life, the family I've stayed with all my life, friends I have made all my life, and I'm not one that knows how to make friends easily. So the friends I have, like friends that have stayed with me for a very long time. Yes, I made few friends recently, but food, lifestyle, church. See, trust me when I say everything here is completely different from where I'm coming from. When I mean completely, I'm trying to find a similarity. There is literally none. So when I call here, I had issues with the language, I had issues with food, I had issues interacting with people. The church is completely different from mine. Okay, so I'm coming from an Orthodox church, and I came into a Pentecostal, a charismatic. And okay, trust me, I've been a Pentecostal member at least for a whole year during my service. And I love Pentecostal. I've attended a lot of Pentecostal churches. So I know Pentecostal churches, right? But coming here, it is not, it's in fact, there is no similarity with the church pattern here, at least the one I attend with my husband. There's no similarity with the one here and the one back home. It is completely different. It is 1 year now, and I'm still trying to get familiar with the church system. It's been difficult. I won't lie to you. The church is different. It's been so difficult making friends because here the first language is their language, obviously. English is like a language you learn in school and you have to speak it because everybody speaks English. So you're communicating with somebody and they tell you that it's not like they don't know how to speak English, but they find it very easy to speak their language because they flow very well in their language. So you know, as someone that speaks English as their first language, you go about learning French, for example, you would always want to express yourself in English, except to see someone that speaks French, and then you would like to speak French with them. But then it's going to be difficult. You might not even always want to speak the French because that's not a language you are used to. It's just a language you learn so that you'll be able to communicate with other French speakers. That is the case here. So English is not the first language. But do they speak English? Yes. But would they rather speak English? No. Except, of course, you only understand English. So it's even difficult making friends. I can remember one day I was coming back from church and a church member was interacting with my husband. She was speaking the language and all of that. And she wanted me to tag along. And she was like, it's hard. It's hard speaking English with you because she just wants to flow in the conversation and just focus on, like, just flow. And speaking English might not really convey how she wants to narrate the story. So she is sorry if I'm not understanding or following along with what she's saying. And that's the case here. The language is a huge... See, I found myself feeling lonely, feeling lost, feeling confused, and all of that because I felt like I was in a lost land, in no man's land. I had nobody to speak to. Okay, let me not say I had nobody to speak to. I had my family, I had my husband to speak to. But then it was like I was out of reality. So it's only people that I can speak to that I speak to. God, it was difficult, trust me. I found myself at midnight missing family, missing friends, missing the life I had, missing the kind of life I had back home, my church, my media team, the way things happen. And I thought I could change certain things or fit into the system because I used to pride myself as someone that can easily fit into a system. But it's been difficult. Seriously. Sometimes I just want to run home and just meet friends, family, and just do the things I'm used to, then come back and try to adapt to this new environment. So for me, that's the challenge I had in my marriage for the first year. But just like I said, please, if you're going to do this, choose a partner that's going to make it worth it. Because what is making me scale through this phase easily, if I would say, is the man I married. So he made it easy. He did his best because there is not so much he can do for me except to be there for me. So he made himself completely available for me. If I needed somebody to talk to, if I needed somebody to rant, if I want to talk about because I had to learn, in fact, the food. And in this part, I couldn't get some things I needed to cook my kind of country food. So I couldn't get it because of the place I am. So it was even difficult cooking my country food. So I had to eat mainly the food here. It was hard learning to cook the food. It was hard even eating it at first and I had to learn. I had to eat it because this is my new reality. This is my husband's place. So I have to learn how to eat the food, how to cook it and all. But I had a very supportive husband, or I have a very supportive husband. He was there. He was a best friend, a brother, a companion, like everything I needed. He was there for me. He made this phase very easy. So this is a shout out to my husband for being the best husband in this past 1 year. And to crown it up, I got pregnant and oh God. Pregnancy. I think about pregnancy, I'm like, I did that 9 whole months. he took up a lot of responsibility on him. Sometimes I feel bad for him because his kind of work is type of work that makes him stay out of the house for some days. But while I was pregnant, he took it upon himself to try as much as possible to come back home almost every day. So it's like traveling to work and traveling back home. And then you come back home, you have to take care of a pregnant wife, you have to take care of her food, you have to take care of the house, you have to take care of a lot of things, despite how stressed you are from work. God, I used to feel bad for him, but I couldn't do a lot of things at that then. I couldn't do. And sometimes I look at his face to like get a clue whether he's sad or he's regretting or he's not happy doing these things. You don't even see anything like that. Like he's literally happy doing these things because oh God, shout out to this man. God bless you. 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 So I was not, I won't say sick, but I couldn't do a lot of things in the first trimester. And I was thinking it was going to end after my pregnancy, but like I said, shout out to him. So even after I put to bed, last Sunday we were praying for church and I was dressed completely. My baby was dressed completely, and then we're waiting for our daddy to dress up. And I was telling my baby that we are able to dress up and wait for daddy because daddy made it easy for me to concentrate on the baby alone while he takes care of the rest. So I'd had breakfast, I'd had my bath, baby had had her bath, we are dressed up, but daddy is here to be dressed because he was the one that did every other thing while I focused on myself and the child. So you see how marriage in this past 1 year has been bliss. It's more of friendship, laughter, fun, and everything good. And God has been faithful. One thing what has kept us and is keeping us is our prayer life. We are not perfect. We are not perfect. There are nights where we go to bed and don't pray together. But mostly, before we go to bed, we pray together. And it's not just, one person he decrees a lot over us, me, my baby. But then usually we pray together, like we pray out loud together and make decrees over the house as a family. There are a lot of things we've prayed together in this past 1 year, and our timing and God's timing is not the same, but we see God coming through for us over and over and over again. God has been faithful to us. Like the testimony is massive. The testimony is so massive. I bless God for my life. I bless God for my husband, my baby. I thank God for this past 1 year because it's been faithful. God has been so faithful to us. So yeah, if you're planning to get married, I have a lot of tips and tricks. But then, when I was going through my counseling, I was so pressured because they made it look like the wife has the sole responsibility of making the family work. I remember speaking with my partner, I'm like, these people are stressing me out. They are making me feel anxious because they're making it look like the whole responsibility of the marriage is on the wife alone. And I was so anxious and I was almost suffocating because I didn't know what to do. But trust me, I feel like the responsibility is from both parties actually, and more on the husband, because this woman is leaving her family and everything that she's used to and coming to stay with you. So don't make her start thinking of her family back home and making look. I feel like the husbands have a lot of role to play in marriage, and they make the home more conducive for the family. Just like they say, a happy wife, a happy home. So yeah, this is my 1 year experience. God has been faithful to us. It's been good, it's been lovely, and we have a very beautiful daughter, a very understanding daughter, a very smart babe. God, this girl is so smart, and God is so good to us. So yeah, this is my rant for today. And I'm still feeling a little bit angry about the fact that I lost my recordings, but I will try to keep recording, and please share it to your friends. If you want me to rant about something in my life, if you know me personally, you want me to rant about something in my life, or if there's something you want me to talk about, please feel free to use the comment section. And please share to your friends, families, lovers, and everybody you want to share with. And God bless you. Remember, God loves you, and I love you too.